At 70, Reba McEntire continues to carry emotional pain that many fans never fully realized existed behind her bright smile, legendary music career, and warm public personality. For decades, Reba has been one of country music's most beloved stars, admired for her powerful voice, resilience, humor, and ability to connect deeply with audiences through songs about heartbreak, love, and survival. To millions of fans, she always appeared strong, graceful, and nearly impossible to break no matter what life placed in front of her. But behind the fame, success, and glamorous performances was a woman forced to endure devastating personal tragedies, painful losses, and emotional struggles that quietly shaped much of her life. One of the darkest chapters in Reba's story remains the horrifying 1991 plane crash that killed several members of her band and crew, a tragedy that emotionally devastated her in ways she has never completely recovered from. The accident occurred after a performance when two planes carrying members of her team crashed into a mountain, killing everyone on board. Reba later admitted that the shock and grief from losing so many close friends all at once nearly destroyed her emotionally. Those who witnessed that period of her life said she was completely heartbroken, struggling to process how people she considered family could suddenly disappear forever in a single night. Even decades later, fans say they can still hear the pain in her voice whenever she speaks about the tragedy publicly. Friends close to Reba claim the emotional scars from that loss never truly faded, even as she continued performing and building one of the most successful careers in country music history. While audiences saw strength and professionalism, she reportedly carried deep sadness privately for years. Another painful chapter came through heartbreak in her personal relationships. Reba openly admitted that divorce deeply affected her emotionally, especially after spending years believing her marriage would last forever. According to insiders, the emotional toll of separation forced her to reevaluate her life, identity, and future during an already difficult stage of adulthood. Fans who always viewed her as emotionally unshakable were surprised hearing how lonely and vulnerable she sometimes felt behind the scenes. Like many people who dedicate themselves entirely to career and family, Reba reportedly struggled at times with balancing fame, personal happiness, and emotional well-being. Another heartbreaking reality involves the pressure of aging publicly in the entertainment industry. Despite remaining admired and respected, Reba has spoken honestly about the emotional challenges of growing older while constantly being judged by appearance, performance, and relevance. Friends say she sometimes felt exhausted by the non-stop pressure to remain strong and cheerful even during painful personal moments. Supporters also noticed that in recent years, Reba became more reflective in interviews, often speaking about loss, gratitude, and how quickly life changes with age. Many fans believe those conversations revealed a quieter sadness she carried beneath her optimistic public image. Yet despite all the pain, Reba McEntire continued showing remarkable resilience throughout every tragedy she faced. Rather than allowing grief to destroy her completely, she turned heartbreak into music, storytelling, and emotional connection that touched millions around the world. Her honesty about pain, loss, and survival became one reason fans loved her even more deeply over the years. Social media reactions whenever Reba discusses her past are filled with support and admiration from people who see her not only as a music legend but also as someone who survived unimaginable emotional suffering while continuing to inspire others. At 70, Reba McEntire's story is far more than one of fame and success. It is the story of a woman who endured devastating loss, private heartbreak, emotional exhaustion, and years of silent pain while still finding the strength to stand before audiences with grace and dignity. While many fans find her journey heartbreaking, they also see something incredibly powerful in the way she continues moving forward despite carrying wounds that never fully healed.